The temples are classified as great living, as the temples are active in cultural, pilgrimage, and worship practices in modern times. Rararaja I and his son Rajendra I both filled the temple with bronze sculpture, including images of the kings and their queens, upon which were hung precious jewelry. As indicated in inscriptions, the Cholas also paid for regular offerings of incense, food, and flowers and ensured that the temple was well maintained by attendants and no fewer than 400 dancing girls, an increasingly important aspect of Hindu worship from that time onwards. Funds were also acquired by partitioning off the surrounding land, which would be controlled by priests, and the income used to upkeep the temple. The sanctum is at the center of the western square. It is surrounded by massive walls that are divided into levels by sharply cut sculptures and pilasters providing deep bays and recesses. Each side of the sanctuary has a bay with iconography. The interior of the sanctum sanctorum hosts an image of the primary deity, Shiva, in the form of a huge stone linga. It is called Karuvarai, a Tamil word that means womb chamber. This space is called Garbhagriha in other parts of India. In the Tamizan style, the sanctum takes the form of a miniature vimana. It has the inner wall together with the outer wall, creating a path around the sanctum for circumambulation, pradakshina. The entrance is highly decorated. The inside chamber is the sanctum sanctorum, which houses the Brihad Linga. 2. The main vimana, Shikara, is a massive 16 stories tower of which 13 are tapering squares. It dominates the main quadrangle. The Shaivism temple celebrates all major Hindu traditions by including the primary deities of the Vaishnavism and Shaktism tradition in the great mandapa of the main temple. The distribution of the deities is generally symmetric, except for the east entrance side, which provide for the door and walkway. In addition to the main deities, each side provides for dvarapalas, guardians, and various other sculptures. The vestibule has 3 stone sculptures that is intricately carved, and mural paintings. 40. The ground floor level sanctum walls have the following sculptures. The temple walls have numerous inscriptions in Tamil and Grantha scripts. Many of these begin with customary Sanskrit and Tamil language historical introduction to the king who authorized it, and predominant number of them discuss gifts to the temple or temple personnel, in some cases residents of the city. 46. 47. The temple complex has 64 inscriptions of Rajaraja Chola I, 29 inscriptions of Rajendra Chola I, 1 each of Vikrama Chola, Kulatunga I and
Rajamahendra Rajendra II, Sri of Approbable Pandyan King, 2 of Nayaka rulers Nameli, Achyutapa Nayaka and Malapa Nayaka.
An inscription on the north wall of enclosure, dated 1011 CE, gives a detailed account of people employed and supported by the temple. The inscription gives their wages, roles, and names.